Yo, 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 yo. What it is. I almost forgot to go live. So, y'all know the last, Kenneth, what it is? Man, on our way to work. Man, so y'all know the last couple days, we've been covering that Rick Child case. And he got found not guilty, right? You know, we already discussed that shit. But kind of find out, yo, there was 7. So remember we was thinking it was an all-white jury? Nope. Sure the fuck wasn't. Yo, there was 7 black jurors. 7 black jurors found you not guilty, man. Man, I heard that shit. I said, man, get the fuck out of here. First, I was like, damn, that's crazy. I was a little upset. But then I thought about it. And I say, shit, I ain't even surprised. And the reason I ain't surprised is, yo, how often do we talk about black people? Hatred for black people. How often do I be telling y'all when a 15-year-old or 16-year-old get arrested for murder, how many black people be in the comments talking about he need life? So I'm like, yo, that shit ain't even really surprising for real, yo. And now I'm saying, Carmelo Anthony, all white juror, and people talking about it's a miscarriage of justice, man, it wasn't even fucking mad, man. Black people fucking despicable. It wouldn't even matter if you had black people on there, because we view our kids the same way as the world view them. No different. See, my thing, right? You know, everybody, you know, you gotta face some type of consequences for your actions. You know, I don't ever want people to think that, you know. But you would think, or at least I would think that seeing what's going on in the world, paying attention to, you know, different crimes that people commit and how much time they get, you would think that even if, you know, the narrative that our juveniles is violent, angry, disrespectful, you know, because that is the narrative. Not always true, because my kids ain't angry, wild, and disrespectful. But that's the narrative, because that's the narrative we're allowed to be, you know, to be put out there to the people. But you would think that once you see all these other kids commit crimes and how much time they get, you know, you see these white kids commit a murder and get found not guilty, or if they do get found guilty, they hardly ever give them life. Like, they got to do something egregious to get life in prison. The way I view it is, if they're not giving them life, then why the fuck am I going to champion for our kids to get life? You would think that would be how people look at it, but it's not. People don't look at it that way, yo. Like, it's like we don't even give a fuck that everybody else getting favorable sentences. That shit don't even matter. We so fucked up about how we view our own race and our own kids that we don't even factor none of that shit in. Like, yo, to be calling for life for a 15-year-old is, to me, is ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie. That is 15 years old. No, 16. All them young ass ages, yo. That shit ridiculous, yo. When we know the brain don't fully develop till 25. So we out here giving our kids life in prison and co-signing life in prison for our kids. And their brains not even fully developed. And most people change. Give them enough time. So, first I was upset. I was like, damn, yo, 7 black jurors found. Listened to that evidence and found them not guilty. But then once I got to thinking about it, and like, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense that 7 black jurors. Like, if I was on the jury, ain't no fucking way he'd have got off on that shit. I probably got put out the jury. To be honest, because I'd have linked on them niggas. They'd have been sending letters back to the judge like, John, we got a hostile juror. Yeah, we just don't know what to do with him. He's fucking flipping tables over and shit. They'd have had to remove me. Because there ain't no fucking way I'd have sat in that jury room and allowed them to come to that decision. A fucking grown-ass man chasing a 14-year-old kid and niggas ruled it justified. Like, that is insane. Now, a lot of people saying that, you know, the state overreached with the first-degree murder. I think it was first degree. I think if you chase somebody for a football field and a half, it gotta be premeditated. Like, what else was you chasing them for? You know what I mean? Gotta be premeditated. Ultimately, y'all, I think the fix was in from the beginning, y'all. So, the family did a press conference yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And somebody in the stands asked, why is it that they didn't bring up Rick Chow, you know, previous conduct? So, South Carolina, there's a law in place where you can't bring up previous uncharged conduct. But you can have it's a Rule 4 hearing where you can introduce some of those things if you press the issue. Because it ain't like his previous conduct had nothing to do with the conduct at hand. I can see if they wanted to bring up the fact that he caught a possession of marijuana charge or armed robbery or something. No, yo, every charge or every instance that was surrounding his name was about that store and theft. So in that case, I think they could have put. I think they should at least try to introduce that shit in the court. For real, like. But the 7 black jurors is wild, man. Like that is like disheartening. Like, damn, yo, y'all really found you not guilty after listening to the evidence. That's the majority. It's only 12 of them in the chambers. 7 of the motherfuckers was on the jury. That's crazy. I need to hear from them niggas. Straight up. Yeah, you're right. He did say it with Diddy case. Like, yo, I don't know what's up with yo. Black people is conditioned like a motherfucker, man. Like, it's sad, yo. It's sad, yo. Like we literally be champion for life in prison for teenagers. Like, this shit is fucking crazy, yo. Like, damn. Like, I can see if that was happening to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, if Asian kids was committing murders and getting life, and if that was the normal for everybody, then hey, hell yeah, shit. You know, do the crime, do the time. But that's not the normal for everybody. They only do that shit with our kids. Like, that right there is enough, I think, for the community to be like, nah, hell no. Give them 20. Give them 30. Give them 25. We just watched Mackenzie Shirella killed 2 people. They gave her 15 years to life, man. Intentionally killed 2 people, drove them into a fucking brick wall at 17 years old. Yeah, she got life, but they gave her 15 years, which means she can parole after 15. They don't even be giving us that. We just covered the case with a little 18-year-old, 19-year-old out in Colombia. They gave you life plus 70. Life plus fucking 70. Which means if he even have an opportunity to ever even give the life back, he still got that 70 years over his head. That's still going to end him. I mean, that's still going to put his back up against the wall to where he might die in prison. But I don't know, man. You can't say these niggas, man. These niggas, we too conditioned. Too conditioned. Like, they got that. Hey, man. Salute to the mainstream media, man. Salute to the government. Yeah, man. Them fucking mission complete. They motherfucker did an awesome job of making black people believe the stereotypes. I just was in the comments a couple days ago talking to somebody about a few people. It was a black girl who did something. It was another black girl talking about how loud black women is. And I say, sure, don't believe stereotypes, man. Them niggas in the comments, I'm saying though, but it's true. Yo, but it's not true, yo. Anything can be true if that's what I want you to believe, if that's what I present to you as proof, as truth. Yeah, it can be true, but it's not 100%. And you shouldn't allow that to be the face of your women. You shouldn't allow that to be the face of your people. Nobody else does. Nobody else does, yo. Just us. Fucking stupid. What's up, Edward? Man, what it is, Trent? I just be like, damn, yo. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. So the family did a press conference. Now you got the case. You got what's the case coming up. Of course, he gonna get found guilty. I ain't got no expectations for that. His ass gonna get found guilty.
Whatever.
Like if we just like the fact that in what's the case and Carmelo Anthony case, the fact that they don't have no they're not having cameras in the room is a red flag. In all state courts across America, they allow cameras in. Not this case. Nope. Not with the 17-year-old. Instead, the white kid. The white kid was ready to beat him up or jump on him. It's like as a black person, you can't be scared. Everybody else can use that narrative, can use that excuse. If I was in fear for my life. Not if you black. Fuck no. You do not have the option to be in fear of your life. Under no circumstances will the law recognize a black person being in fear for their life. Fuck no. Nope. You black. Fuck you scared of. You supposed to be able to motherfucking you supposed to be able to go up against the world with a sword and everybody got guns and walk away victorious. Fuck you scared for? But everybody else can be scared though. Shit, wow, yo.
As the standing in for Tiffany James, who is the president of the local, by factors that had to include civil rights work. When I heard about Brother Carmack, Belton, and then what happened at the trial, I could not help but think of the roll call of young black people, especially our males, going all the way back to Emmett Till, Trayvon, Tariq, and the list goes on. In every case, their death was justified by factors that had to include their race. So all these years later, in Columbia, South Carolina, they're still confronting the same issue. The time has come, not just to examine how we got here, but make sure we do not do this again. We'll now hear from Reverend Brown, our host for today, and after him, we'll hear from Ovita Glover, president of the Columbia branch, but also a trailblazer. Because of her, if you go to the public school in South Carolina with somebody of another race, you owe it to Ovita Glover and 8 more black students in Charleston, South Carolina.
Thank you, Pastor Rivers. As the standing in for Tiffany James, who is the president of the local National Action Network branch. And I also serve on the executive committee of the Columbia branch NAACP. And my most important work is here as the pastor of this church, New Law Street Missionary Baptist Church. I'd like to share our sentiments with the family to let them know that we are petitioning heaven on their behalf and can only imagine the immense grief and sorrow that they have been feeling for the last 3 years. But we also share in the disappointment and disdain of the verdict that was rendered in this trial. Our justice system has taken its course, but we have questions on whether justice was really served. Because today we question that blindfold that Lady Justice is supposed to wear. We question that blindfold because for too long, justice has evaded people of color. We question that blindfold today because for too long, it seems like black lives don't really matter. We question that blindfold because it seems like a bottle of water is more valuable than a black life. It has been reported that the makeup of the jury included seven African Americans, and that the guilty verdict was a unanimous decision. And one could surely make the...
Sure, it's a damn shame, yo. Goddamn shame. They need to be ashamed of that, so I hope they had fucking nightmares. Hope they never get over the fact that they did that shit. Ain't no fucking way, man. Ain't no way. They had the perfect opportunity to right or wrong, and they fucking passed up on it. Even if the evidence didn't line up, man, let the appeals court deal with that shit. Fuck. But he gonna be found guilty today. You hear me? That's how they do us. Even man, I don't give a fuck what the evidence said. His ass is going to prison today. Straight up. Appeals court can figure that shit out later on down the line. But yeah, he gonna get found guilty in this courtroom. With 7 black jurors, man, that is insane. But we believe the stereotypes about our own people too. So it's not surprising.
7 African Americans, and that the guilty verdict was a unanimous decision. And one could surely make the argument today that because of the composition of the jury, that this is not a racial issue, but I beg to differ. And I beg to differ because this verdict is emblematic of a larger problem that has been embedded in the psyche of people of color since we arrived on these shores. For hundreds of years, we have been forcibly subjugated to the idea that black life has little or no value. That idea has caused immense damage to our community and an self-imposed destruction. The psychological damage, that idea of...
If they was my family members, I would cut them off. We wouldn't even be cool no more. Like, if I found out one of my family members on that jury, and voted not guilty, man, fuck you, man. You was a bitch. I ain't fucking with you no more. Straight up, like, I don't know what type of shit you on. I don't give a fuck with everybody. We'd have been hung in that bitch today. It wouldn't matter if 11 was saying guilty. I'd be like, man, nah, I can't, fuck no. I mean, not guilty. Nope, I don't see it. I don't know what y'all talking about. So they were struggling with the definition of malice. You know, they struggle with the definition of malice, but I don't see how is it that you don't see malice in chasing a kid for 130 yards. Like, how you don't see malice in that? Like, what was the end goal? That's my thing. 130 yards? God damn, that's a lot of running. That's a lot of running. Yo, but to be honest, the community should have been got rid of child. It's really the community fault. With all those instances of violence and disrespect toward black people, I showed y'all some of the videos. He wasn't just harassing kids, he was harassing older women too. With all that harassment, yo, they should have been got him out of there. After the first instance of him shooting that gun at somebody, his ass supposed to have been rolled out. So it's really the community fault, for real. It's really their fault for allowing yo to sit around so long. It's probably karma to the community, to be honest, for not sticking together and not doing what's right. Now they paying for it. So I don't understand how the fuck y'all allowed that man to be that much of a disturbance and to be openly racist to y'all, and y'all still patronize his business, and y'all ain't never put the press on y'all. That's one man with one gun. Niggas couldn't do nothing with him. Like that's crazy in itself. But I think that goes into, you know, black people not being organized. Black people don't care into you know, it affects them personally. So everybody just overlooked it. Now he done killed a kid for no reason, and now they up in arms. Don't be up in arms now. They should have been up in arms the first time when he first did it. That's what should have made people mad. Fuck you mad for now? That man got a history of this shit at this point. Should have been almost expected. I'm sure it was. I'm sure the rumors in the neighborhood was your child gonna kill somebody, man, one of these days. That man was
that idea of black life not being valuable is the reason that Harriet Tubman had to leave some slaves behind. That psychological damage is the reason why Denmark Vesey's slave rebellion was stopped in its tracks. And that psychological damage has reared its head again in 2026 in the verdict that we received the other day. There is a Latin term called the Imago Dei, which simply means that all of us bear the image of God. And if it is true that we all bear the image of God, then that means that all people, including people of color, are worth love, dignity, and respect because we bear the image of God. Even if we have the worst intentions, we are still worth more than a few bottles of water because we bear the image of God. Even at our worst, we are still worth something. We are still valuable, and a bullet in the back should not end our lives. So as we move forward with this verdict, we will not allow the life of young brother Cyrus to be in vain. But this verdict, this day, this moment will serve as a catalyst of change and a reminder that all life, especially black life, deserves justice, deserves love, deserves respect, deserves dignity, and has value. With that, I yield.
Thank you.
This might be the only delivery service that actually feels chef made, because it is. This is Cook Unity, and if you're someone that enjoys delivery.
With that, I yield.
You're suggesting to me that a 14-year-old with a bullet that I've lived in my entire life. As a 30-year veteran of the criminal justice system, I've never seen anything like it. I stand here with Cyrus's mother to my right, whom I told over the years it's going to be okay. This can't happen. No, he cannot get away with chasing a child 130 yards and shooting him in the back. No, ma'am, it's not going to happen. He cannot get away with it. And I guess in my calculus, I forgot to include the fact that he was a black child. The diminution of value of black life has got to stop. And it doesn't matter at whose hands. It started off at Mr. Chow's hands and it ended with that jury's hands.
What it is.
But it doesn't matter. Our children have value. Our children have worth. Your child had worth. I stand here today because we have got to impose even those values on ourselves. That our children are not thugs. That our children, even in trying to protect themselves, end up in situations where they get a bullet in their back and a jury says that that is okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not. It is not. We cannot believe for one more second that our children, because of the color of their skin, are worth less than those that don't look like us. I challenge those who say, well, that's what the jury said. There were blacks on the jury. There was a black prosecutor. And so it is what it is. I challenge you to show me in this country where that has happened and the assailants look like us and the victim did not. I get frequent phone calls about, well, the prosecution, they should have asked for voluntary manslaughter. Well, what they don't realize, even in asking that question, you're suggesting to me that a 14-year-old with a bullet in his back, his value cannot reach the level of murder?
Nah, but they should have added lesser included, yo, because that's what they always do to us. And it just be so crazy how we be having some of these conversations, and then time go past, and now people be saying what I be talking about. Because a lot of times when we be talking about these things, it don't be a topic of discussion. It just come up in conversation. But I talked about lesser included on several occasions, yo, and how much I don't like them because it seems like it's a racial component to it. I don't see other races when they go to trial, when the trial go to the case go to the jury, they don't seem to add lesser included. No, just say like if they beat the main charge, they go home, walk free. But with us, they be stacking the box. The whole case would be first degree murder, and then by the time it reached the jury, it's first degree, second degree, manslaughter, fucking reckless endangerment. Like they just be, you understand? Like they just stack the box against you. It's almost like a multiple choice answer. Like you just pick one. I mean, give them something. But they don't do that shit with other people, man. They don't do it with other people. Say
in his back, his value cannot reach the level of murder. They should have started off with less than murder. No more. No. This was nothing less than a bullet in the back and murder, no different than it would have been on a white store owner being chased by black children, on a Chinese kid running out of a store being chased by two black kids. This was exactly what the prosecution said it was, and I'm sorry that the jury didn't agree, but the jury was wrong. And while we have to respect what the jury said because we don't have a choice, they were wrong. And those that looked at it and said, well, how is there malice? Because he was shot in the back after running for his life. And if you listen to the witnesses, they said when he came out of the store, he had nothing but fear in his eyes. And he was running so fast, he lost his shoe. And he kept on running. And what did Mrs. Chow do? She went and got the shoe. They said, well,
Hey yo, did you know that shit record? Do you know that white kids steal more than black kids? Do we gotta go to the numbers, dumbass? And he ain't steal nothing. Did you know that white people make up most of the theft in America by far? Did y'all know that? Do y'all know that white people commit damn near 70% of the rapes in this country? Like, yo, I'm glad y'all here, man, because I was looking for y'all yesterday. Yo, y'all are ignorant. Exactly. Y'all are ignorant, man. like, yo, y'all be saying some of the dumbest shit. Do I gotta go to the numbers? Do I gotta go to the theft numbers in America? FBI crime statistics by race.
FBI crime statistics show that.
Let me show you something. Embezzlement, larceny, theft. Look at this. Let me show you something. The dumbass. See this? This is white people. Larceny, theft. Rapes. God damn it. Hold up. White and black is the first two columns. Burglary. Look at the percentages. And these are per capita numbers. 68%, 66%, 67%, 70%. The only thing that black people are higher in is murders. That's it. Just murders. That's the only statistic that black people commit per capita more than any other race. It's murder. But murder isn't the only violent crime in America. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, y'all act like murder that's not the only violent crime, yo. It's a whole bunch of violent crimes. And black people is outpaced by far. White people outpace black people by far in every other statistic of violent crime in America. Tell her, teach your kids not to steal. What the fuck is you talking about? Our kids know not to steal. I think we teach our kids morals and principles way more than y'all teach y'all kids. What the fuck is you talking about, dumbass? Don't start that dumbass shit, yo. Lucky I ain't got that much time. I really get on your ass.
Chew. They said, well, he had no money when they found him. Do you think that people would pick up somebody else's shoe, wouldn't pick up the cash? Have you not heard of Cash App? Did he need cash in his pocket in order to pay for the water bottles that he did not steal, that he didn't pick up, that he didn't leave the store with? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a simple case of someone armed.
And then you want to talk about theft. Motherfucking child. Child stealing more than any motherfucking body. What the fuck is you talking about? That's why he should have been got rolled out. You motherfuckers don't like child. If you don't like black people, stop taking out fucking money. Yo, go step in the Asian community and get some money there. The fuck? These are our neighborhoods where we live at, with schools that we go to. What the fuck is you here for? You don't trust black people. You think all black people steal. Why the fuck is you here? Roll out. The fuck is this that fucking simple? It's a free world. Roll out. Why be someplace that obviously you're uncomfortable being there? Talk about theft. Man, he's child lucky they wasn't extorting his ass. Fuck you, man, theft. Teach your kids not to steal. They should have been extorting this dumb ass. That's the fuck they should have been doing. Making his ass pay $2,000 a week. If you want to make money here, yeah, we need $2 bands a week. That's what the fuck they should have been doing. Yeah, but don't come over here talking that dumbass shit. Cause I'll show you the numbers that nobody wants to pay attention to. You know, everybody want to pay attention to the murder numbers. I'll show you the numbers and show you who really commit most of the crime in America. But see, the problem is, y'all motherfuckers just pay attention to stereotypes and don't do your own research. So if you believe the stereotypes, you would believe that black people are violent, black people do all these crimes. See, but the reality is, I told y'all who turned the world against black people. And the reality is, only reason they did that, because they're the biggest thieves in this motherfucking country. They're the biggest thieves in this country. So they had to make somebody the bad guy so they can keep stealing. And y'all motherfuckers so damn stupid. Y'all haven't realized that shit yet. Now y'all turning on now because of the war in Iran. Like they the biggest thieves in America. I mean, no, white people the biggest thieves in America. But the Jews is the ones that turned America against black people so they can manipulate both of us. And motherfuckers so damn dumb. We ain't even picked that shit up yet. We ain't figured it out yet. This shit crazy. Haven't figured it out yet. You know, you gotta make somebody the villain, man. You gotta make somebody the villain. So as long as if we can convince the world that these people are dangerous and they committing all the crimes, then we can commit our crimes in peace. You know what I mean? We can commit our crimes in peace as long as everybody's focused on them. Those stereotypes is only true when you're looking at things in a vacuum. Any race of people can be stereotyped. I could say that white people dirty. You know what I mean? I could say that. And force people to believe it. White people do most of the drugs in America, by far. Commit most of the robberies, most of the rapes. Like, crime doesn't have a color, man. Like, I'm only saying this to make an example. I really don't agree with none of it because crime doesn't have a color. You know, people do what they want to do. It's dirty people in all races. You know what I mean? It's dirty black people, dirty whites, it's it's people that don't take care of themselves. But for some reason, they didn't trick the world into believing that a specific group of people is the worst. And that's not cool, man. And it's crazy that in 2026, everybody been so conditioned to believe all this shit without and question nothing. You know what I mean? Don't even question it. Like, yo, do that even make sense? It doesn't even make sense. It don't when you think about it. But it's hard not to believe when they keep putting it in your face. Where every time you go on Instagram, it's this person doing this and that person cussing somebody out there and a fight there, and you know. Shit crazy. What's up, ball out? Fucking start this fucking. It's probably gonna be busy as a bitch today. What? Cause one they just gave me a call. Oh, I knew he did. Probably gonna be busy as shit today. What the fuck? Alright, let me yeah, that shit gonna be ugly out this bitch. I already know. This fucking pen don't even work. Alright, let me get to work. And yo, Durk, they ready to hit Durk with a Rico too, man. Not a new Rico. But they ready what they about to do with Durk. And it's just obvious now that they don't have a strong case in the California case. They ready to turn this case into a fucking Rico. That's what they ready to do. You know, because you don't need no real evidence to convict nobody with Rico. So, I think they ready to supersede, Durk and them. And, turn the murder for hire to a Rico case. And this came out because Didi tried to get a bond. And they didn't, and they had video of them boys inside that burger joint. I'm thinking that one of them, I think Durk and them had an informant in their crew the whole time. They might have took an informant on the drill. For real. Because I don't know how they got that video evidence. I don't know how they got that video evidence like that. Because, oh shit, I might break my glass. Because ain't no way this investigation started. 2 years. I mean, ain't no way they got that video footage 2 years after the murder. I don't think companies are even able to keep some footage for 2 years. There's no point to keep no footage for no fucking 2 years. I think they got that footage immediately. Well, not immediately, but they got it relatively soon. Probably within the first 3 months. Even though it doesn't really prove anything, you know, it's not against the law to go get something to eat. But they definitely got the footage. You probably can't hear them talking or what they talking about. But yeah, that's yeah, they ready to charge Durk with a Rico. That's what they ready to do. This look like over there by my house. Yo, but make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share the live. I'm gonna try to go live again later if I get some time. It's another day. Keep it G News, and I'm out.